So, hi everybody and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for absolute beginners. We create a game in this tutorial series. This is video number 4 and let's get started. Here is the launcher. From this point you start Unreal Engine 5, and after you started this one, then this window pops up. Here a fast recap. What we have here our recent projects. Here I have my old projects which I tested around. Then we have here our games, and then we have the different templates. First person for shooter games, third person for RPG games, for example, top down, also RPG, and here a vehicle game with this car for car games perhaps. And if you want to make augmented reality or virtual reality, and here the first one is a blank game. This picture is not correct here, but anyway, let's continue. What we are going to create is a third-person game, but let's recap the other ones too. If you want to make films, there are film templates. If you want to make architecture, there are architecture templates. And if you make more automotive anything, you can use this automotive template. This one I don't know. Looks funny. Okay, but we create games, so that's why we select the games folder. We select here the third person, not the first person, the third person, and you can read here what it says. And then we select here blueprint. We don't make a C++. Then we select the target platform. In our case, we select desktop. If you want, you can select also mobile if you want make a mobile game, but in our case, for test purposes, to run all the features from Unreal Engine 5, we go for desktop. And then we have quality preserve maximum. This scalable is very nice for mobile. You can set the maximum, you can change this later in game too. And we used this data content. Data content are some assets, free assets already included, which we can use right off the bat, which is not bad for starters. And for our case, perhaps in later projects when we make a real project, this is not good, but we can kick them out as well in the game, so there is no problem to have them. And if your graphic card is supporting ray tracing, you can activate this. I have a bad PC and a graphic card, I don't use this, but you can activate it, and this costs a little performance, but it looks much better, I think. And then we are creating a game. In this case, the project name I call Game YouTube, right? YT, and then we press create. So while this is creating, if you're an absolute beginner, you should already watch the basic tutorials about editor, for example, how the editor is built and how you move around and so on, because this kind of stuff I will show all, but I will not explain them in detail. For example, what I mean with that, what we have here some updates. Can I update this? Okay. It's not very important. So what you see here is the third person template. Here is the start button, and this one is already what we have here. The character, what you see here is the third person female mannequin. There is also a male mannequin. You can change it if you like. And what we do here in this video is, first of all, I go here on window, I go to layout, and then I set to the default editor layout. This is probably the editor layout which you have. And very important, I hope you know all the parts here. If not, I make a fast recap. So this is our scene. Here is the outliner. This one we need, because when you click here one, this names what you see here are the objects which you see here in the scene, so they are connected. Other way around too. If I click here, it pops up here. That's nice. And here is the details panel. The details panel means all the objects. Let's say I click this blue one here, has detailed informations. For example, to put the transform is a very standard information for actors, because we can place them, and much more. For example, the static mesh which we use here, and materials, and we will go through them when we need them. So important is here details in the outliner. And I add here one more window, and you can add here more windows when you go here to the window tab, and you see here a list. You can select all if you want, but we select only which we really need, and in this case this is good, details is good, and I use this one, world settings too. The only reason why I use this one here at this place is I need this game mode and the subfolders of the game mode, and especially the first one. We will create a game mode for every map, not every map, one game mode, but use it perhaps in every map. And then we create also here default parameters, the character. And the reason why I use this is very simple. I can just jump to the game mode which is assigned. The same goes here with the character, and it jumps up and I click it and open it. And this two, character and game mode, we will use much later for coding, so I don't want all time go here to content drawer, which you can open up here and then search it. Of course, if you can go here you can find them as well, or type here the name. This is all up to you. This is just for convenience, and we continue. The next thing what we go to do here, when I open up the control, the content drawer here on the corner, you can see there is the way you can with the mouse, but of course control spacebar opens this up as well. And then here, this one means dock in layout. This is nice when you work a lot here with files, which we will do. And I will not show you how I do this, but I explain what I will do. You see we have here a content. This is the main folder more or less. And here are all files anyhow scattered around. And that's not good. What we are going to do is we click on content, we click right click, we go to new folder, and we make a folder for our own assets and put them all later in this. In my case, I call it like the game name, in my case game YT, and I start with underscore because then it jumps here on top, underscore game YT, perfect. And you see it's here on top. This is our game folder. Here we create all what we need, and all this other things was either created or we downloaded it or we imported it and so on. So the next thing is what I will do later. When we need anything from here, I will create them here in our assets and move it here in. But that I show not here, and I will show it when we make it. So the next step is, before I stop this video, is we are creating a map. And we have here already a map, but I will start with a main menu map, which is not this map actually. That's why we are going, before we create open our new level, we are going here in let me set this one too. If you click here new created folder, right click, you can go here to set color if you like it, just optional, and then take here a popping up color so you can distinguish this one even faster. So when you open up this again, it pops up here, and you know, I click here and then this is your folder. That said, we continue here in this game folder, right click, we create a new folder. We call this map, but Unreal Engine 5 is calling this levels. Careful, you can choose what you like. I call them, let's call them levels too. I have to learn this one too. Before I called them all time maps, but Unreal Engine is calling them levels. I show you that what I mean. If you search, for example, all maps in Unreal Engine 5, you can click here this filter sign, and then, for example, go to levels, and Unreal Engine showing all the levels. Why we see nothing here? The reason is, well, here on the left side you have to go on top so that it can scan all the other files as well. If you are here only in this folder, it scans here what's in there, and there's nothing. That's why we go on top. And here you can see now it lists all file maps which it can find. And here, yeah, that's that. Here we can reset it, and we are back to our file content. Here is the level which we created, but how we create a new level, you go here on file, here is new level, we click on it, Very interesting here, by the way, let's mention this as well. Unreal Engine 5 comes with a new feature, which is this open world. What you create here, we will create it not, because this one is more intended for bigger maps and with more people perhaps, but of course you can use this too. For example, well, perhaps you will need it later, but in our case we are starters, we are learners, so I choose here beginner, and then we have this basic and this empty, and in our case we choose this empty level here and create. And you see empty means there is nothing in the world, and you see this also here on the outliner, there is nothing. So that's that. And now we save this here. How we save that? A new map, we go on file, and here not this one, this save current level, you go to save current level as, then you go in your folder which you created, and here levels, and which are our maps. All time when you read levels it means maps. And then we go down and name this map. The strange thing is I used all time a convention which is a prefix before the real map name, which was map underscore and then the map name. In my case, main menu, and I don't write normally level main menu. We can write level. I don't know, it's a little bit long. Can I write L main menu? Perhaps let's test L main menu. I'm not sure about this one, but we can change this later anyway with rename. So let's save it. So we have created here our map, and here this map will be our main menu. Here I stop and see you in the next video, where we are going to create a game mode for this map. Bye.